I'm free. I have been officially finished Invisalign for over a month. My attachments are off. My teeth are shaved, but more on that later. If you're thinking about starting Invisalign, if you're just about to start Invisalign, if you just started Invisalign, this is the video for you. There was a whole bunch of stuff that took me by surprise that I don't want to take you by surprise when you start your journey or continue your journey. These are some of the things that I wish I knew before starting Invisalign. Oh, and I've been collecting these for you. I'm gonna throw them in the garbage today. This is a bag of all of my aligners that I've collected since I started my treatment. Invisalign can hurt more than you think when you think about it. Your teeth are connected to your jaw and your jaw is connected to your head. So when one thing changes, everybody hurts sometimes. Even though the changes are gradual, some weeks definitely hurt more than others. Some weeks my teeth and my mouth were so tender that it was very difficult to eat. It was very difficult to sleep. Even sometimes like talking would be unpleasant. Fragile, like little jelly beans, they're just gonna fall out of your mouth. I don't know if you remember this, but you remember when you were a kid and you were losing your teeth? Remember what that feels like? It's not quite like that, but it's that same kind of like tender, wiggly feeling because your teeth are literally moving to a different place. And to do that, they have to get loose and wiggly, which feels kind of gross. The peak of the pain is definitely near the beginning, maybe like even in the middle, but also in the end. Some weeks feel like, oh yeah, this is fine. And then other weeks like, oh, that tooth like did not want to move. You're gonna need a water pick. If you don't know what a water pick is, it's this little machine that you fill with water and it sprays all of the food from in between your teeth, underneath your gums. If you've ever seen a power washer on the streets, shh, it's like that, but for your teeth. And the reason why I say you're going to need it is because you're gonna be brushing your teeth a lot. You're going to want a water pick to make your life easier. And the funny thing is I had a water pick at the beginning of my Invisalign journey, but for whatever reason I thought like, oh, it's too much work. It's really not. I'm just gonna floss. And flossing was actually getting painful because your gums are sore, your teeth are sore. You don't want to shove a little string in between your teeth 5 times a day. No, but the water pick, it gets pretty much everything. And even if you do go with some floss after that, you can be a lot more gentle. It's a lot less of an ordeal than if you're trying to get out chunks of food in between your teeth every single time after every single meal. Water pick, you're welcome. Invisalign, it can make you lose weight, make you lose a lot of weight. I personally lost 12% of my body weight during the treatment of Invisalign. It's a lot if you're already kind of small. I lost so much weight that I actually had to buy new underwear and bras. Everything pretty much except for socks. I got a whole new wardrobe, which was fun, but not something that I was really prepared for. So that was like an extra fee on top of like, you know, the thousands of dollars of getting Invisalign. There was like the money to like buy new clothes because nothing fits anymore. If you're a parent of young children, oh my goodness. It's like you have 2 babies at once. So I had 3 children, my 2 children, and then Invisalign. I lost a lot of weight because of that. For a long time, for like, I think he just recently stopped doing this, but every single time that I go to brush my teeth, my son would try to climb me like a tree, headbutting my crotch, to try and like get back into the womb. Like, I don't want to be part of this world anymore. I want to go back to the warm and cozy place. I've actually gained 5 pounds since being off of Invisalign, and my butt is now like round again. Like it's not concave anymore. Next thing, lipstick. My friends that wear lipstick with your aligners, especially if you have attachments. And if I didn't mention what attachments are pretty much like these little pieces of resin that are glued to your teeth, kind of like brackets on braces, and that gives your Invisalign something to like hook onto so that it can move your teeth more effectively. You'll probably have a lot of attachments. If you've never had braces like myself, I had attachments on pretty much every single tooth. Oh, but not anymore. So because of the attachments, there's actually like little grooves on your Invisalign to kind of hook onto the attachments, but those hooks also hook onto your lipstick. So when you wear lipstick and have Invisalign in, it'll actually kind of like attract chunks of lipstick to get into your teeth. And even if you don't have attachments, you'll probably still be getting lipstick on your trays when you wear them. If you like wearing makeup, if you like wearing lipstick, this is something that might have taken you by surprise, but now you can be mentally prepared for it. Speaking of teeth color, yellow. And it was all yellow. My teeth turned yellow while I was on Invisalign. My teeth were like really white before I went on Invisalign, and then they became yellower. One, if you have attachments, you won't be able to whiten your teeth while you're on treatment. Therefore, your teeth will accumulate stains naturally. Second reason, when you eat foods that have staining properties, it actually lingers on your saliva even after you brush your teeth. So when you pop your trays back in, your trays are actually getting stained. That discoloration is sitting on your teeth 21 to 23 hours a day, soaking in that. Think about that. That's why people on Invisalign are so much more prone to getting cavities, because you're just like soaking in your own juices all day long. Speaking of yellow, your aligners also may turn yellow. And when they turn yellow, this can make your teeth look yellow when you wear them, which is annoying. It's like, it's not me, it's the Invisalign. I'm currently waiting for my retainer. Because I'm waiting for my retainer, I am stuck in my last tray. I've been wearing this last tray for over 2 months. So I've been finished Invisalign for over 2 months, technically. But because I've been sitting in this tray for 2 months, and even with me avoiding, turmeric and like wine, etc., it's still discolored. So when I wear it, my teeth look yellow. For most of your treatment, you won't be wearing your aligners for 2 months at a time. Hopefully. Usually just be like every week, every 5 days, whatever your orthodontist says. So during that time, you can actually just freshen up your trays if you feel like they're getting yellow with like little cleaning tablets. My personal favorite aligner cleaner is Retainer Bright, and this is what my orthodontist gave me. I've also used some stuff off of Amazon because next day shipping. It's not quite as good, but it works. You just really have to like soak it for a long time to like get out those stains. And on top of that, this cleaner can actually help get rid of some of the plaque. So when you brush your aligners, it's just that much easier to do. Anything that you can do to take away some of the work for yourself is, a good thing. When I use my retainer cleaners, I just take a cup, fill it up with some warm water, put my trays in with the hollow part facing up. So like think of it like little boats, and you're gonna sink the ship by putting the water on top, and it'll sink to the bottom. Drop the tab in, it'll get all foamy and turn blue, and then you just like leave it for as long as you can. And then when you pop your trays back in, hey, your teeth don't look as yellow. Invisalign can make you hangry and angry. We talked about weight loss, but we didn't talk about like what that weight loss does to you on an emotional level. Emotionally, losing weight can make you angry. When you lose your fat stores, your body starts to think that, okay, wait, there's not enough food in our environment. We need to get angry. We need to get aggressive because we, might have to fight someone for some food. The orthodontist predictions of when you're gonna be done are probably wrong. Like with so many things, you're told like it's gonna be done by this date. You're gonna get this by this date, and it doesn't come. Because teeth are unpredictable. They're stubborn, especially if they've never moved before, if you've never done any kind of orthodontic treatment. I was actually supposed to finish my treatment last year. So I go into the orthodontist, I think I'm gonna be done. I'm kind of looking at my teeth and like, oh, there's some gaps. There's some teeth that didn't move into place. Oh, I'm not done. I was supposed to be done. I worked so hard. I was being really intense. Eat the big meals, but eat them quick because I really wanted to finish like as soon as possible. Didn't happen. On top of the teeth being stubborn, sometimes things just go wrong with deliveries. So when your orthodontist makes a scan of your teeth, they send the scan to Invisalign. Invisalign makes the trays and they send them back to your orthodontist. You pick them up. That's a lot of steps. Things can go wrong during those steps. So for my last set of aligners, I didn't get them for 2 months. It usually takes about a month for them to get made and for me to pick them up. But I had to wait 2 months because my aligners got shipped to the other side of the country by mistake. That was even more time tacked onto my treatment of waiting. So it's not even just like the time of physically wearing the aligners, there's also the waiting times in between. It's not like you get all your trays at the beginning unless you don't need that much work. Everyone's treatment plan is different. Mine was definitely increments. Do a set, finish, go in, you're like, okay, we need to change this, get more trays, and then go back in, and then yeah, it's a process. So definitely tack waiting for your aligners into your waiting time. With all those things in mind, most of us probably won't finish on time. Speaking of waiting for trays, you might be sitting in an old tray for a unknown extended period of time. Talked about this earlier. I'm currently still using my trays from 2 months ago, and the discoloration, even like the wear and tear, it can be a lot. If you grind your teeth, you can really wear down the plastic and it can start to get kind of like gross. But have no fear, get your cleaning tablets and it will be, you know, not as gross as it could be if you're just trying to brush it manually. Your finished results may not be 100% perfect. Going into Invisalign braces, you expect, oh, when I'm done, I'm so excited to have perfect teeth. They'll be 100% perfect. And they look great. Don't get me wrong. I love my teeth. They turned out really great. But are they 100% perfect? No. There's some things that you might have to live with unless you want to spend more money to get them fixed. So for me personally, I have a lot of things called black triangles in between my teeth. Because I've never had braces, my teeth grew. Instead of growing like rectangles, they grew like triangles. And when you put a triangle beside a triangle, it makes a little black triangle of a gap. Many times I actually had to shave down my triangle teeth to make them more rectangular so that actually fit together flush. And now this worked for a lot of teeth, but some of my black triangles were so large that we couldn't shave them down any more than we did. To fill these in, you could get things like gum grafting, which I actually reached out to a dentist about this, but as of right now, I just want to be done with my teeth. And the gaps aren't a huge deal. Like, yeah, food gets stuck in them sometimes. Sometimes they bother me, but not enough at this time to do anything about it. So if you're watching this right now and you're young and you're deliberating whether or not to get braces or Invisalign, please do it. If you can afford it, if you have access to it, do it. Because as you get older, your teeth grow into these triangles and it'll just be more difficult later to straighten your teeth and have them be perfect. But when you're young, that is the time you probably won't have black triangles as prominently as you would as a seasoned adult like myself. Like I mentioned, in order to fix the black triangles, you need to shave your teeth. Maybe at the beginning, maybe in the middle, maybe once, maybe twice, maybe 3 times. I had my teeth shaved many times. If you have sensitive teeth, this may be uncomfortable. I don't personally have sensitive teeth, but getting my teeth shaved definitely felt weird. It wasn't really a pleasant experience, like nails on a chalkboard. Ugh. And with braces, I wonder about braces, like the black triangles, like what do you do about those? Because you don't really notice it until you're done. And then you have black triangles, like what's gonna happen? Tell us, my friends who have had braces, do you like go back and do braces again? Do they shave them and re-put them on? That's kind of the nice thing about Invisalign, is that you can try to correct some of these like teeny tiny imperfections to get like the closest to perfect that you possibly can. And that's why Invisalign is great. I couldn't recommend it enough to anyone, but especially adults, because you're going to very likely have the black triangles. And the biggest surprise of them all, and the most like, oh, surprise, it's kind of like running a marathon and then you reach the finish line, you think you're done, you run through the rope and you're like, yeah, I'm done. You like pour water on your head and then they tell you, no, you're not done. There's actually another 400 meters ahead. And you're like, oh, like I can do it, but like I want to be done. That's kind of like what this is. When you finish Invisalign, yes, you're done, but you have to wear a retainer. And actually, when you're newly finished, you're actually supposed to wear, unless your orthodontist tells you otherwise, wear your Invisalign tray like all the time, just like you were before. The same, you know, not snacking, brushing, flossing type of deal continues, which I was not too thrilled about. It's a new world for your teeth and they remember the old world and they want to go back. When I first finished Invisalign, like got my attachments off and everything, I was like, yeah, I'm free. And I actually wore them at night only. and my teeth started shifting, and I also had difficulty getting my trays to pop back in even after just not wearing them for just a day. So after that, I kind of freaked out and then started wearing my aligners like 23 hours a day again. And I've been gradually working on wearing them less and less. You can kind of tell when your teeth are ready for night wear is when you can pop your trays in the evening and it's not super difficult. You're not like fighting to get them in. That's when you know that your teeth are kind of solid in their new home. But if you're having difficulties popping them in, your teeth are shifting. They're not ready yet. So definitely follow your orthodontist's instructions. Make sure you're wearing your tray as much as possible because you just worked so hard to get them where they are right now. You want to keep them in place. I have noticed that my teeth have stopped moving because we're coming to the 3-month mark of being in their final position. So my teeth are starting to develop roots into their new home. So that is something to mentally prepare yourself for. You hit the finish line, there's still more work to be done. When you think about it, you're gonna be wearing your retainer at night, maybe every other night for the rest of your life. Theoretically, I could die with my retainer in my mouth. Like I could be an old woman still wearing my Invisalign trays. I wonder if they take out my Invisalign trays if I died with them in, or they just leave them there. I'm really like committed to the straight teeth until the very end. Despite all of these inconveniences and challenges and surprises that popped up, I would do it again. I would do Invisalign again over braces any day. It is worth it. You can do it. Put your toothbrush into it. You can do it. Put your water back into it. I've learned a lot in the 16 months of my Invisalign treatment, and I'm glad that I was able to share my surprises, what I learned along the way to make your journey a little bit easier, a little bit less surprising. What are some things that surprised you about Invisalign? If you've done Invisalign, if you're on Invisalign, where are you in your treatment? I would love to know. Thank you so much for watching, and